I cannot believe that they caught this on a hot mic. Okay, listen to this. This is Rafa Hewitt and Olivia McMillan, and they are announcing a grandstand match. They had no idea that they were recording when this was said.
This is Rafa. How's it going, Henry?
That's her. Are they going to be putting the camera over here as well? Okay. I actually would like them to.
You wanna lick my lollipop?
What?
How many licks does it take?
I don't know. You tell me. It's my first time with you.
Oh,
Is anyone
jeez.
listening?
It's our first time.
It's our first date.
It is. We're about to figure out how many licks it takes to get to mine.
Who let Rafa on the mic?
He's rolling with the lollipop thing.
Yeah, we're going to be great.
I mean, no cussing. You can say
Oh,
fudge.
we can't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I already did it. Okay,
We
no
won't
cussing.
cuss.
Don't worry.
Like we need a camera on us at all times. This is a better match. This is a better matchup right here than on court.
Okay, here.
I'm just saying.
All right,
I'd
who's-
smash that all day long. I really would. Are you kidding me?
Look at that stash.
I let that snake
That
crawl
is
up
a
over
sexy
me
stash.
right now.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I guess she's into
Oh,
it.
baby. This is what you have to do when you don't make it to premiere. This is Challenger
Get
Rafa.
extra flirty?
The only thing getting smashed tonight is these right here.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if we had a camera, we could like.
Yes, we could.
How do you say? Is it Kaka?
Yeah,
Patrick Kaka?
Patrick Kaka. I would go with cock.
Is he cocky? You
The
think?
big cock.
Do you think he's cocky?
Patrick Kaka. How many times am I going to
Oh, dear.
use smash the wrong way? I feel bad for anybody that took their Adderall too early today.
whoa.
You hear me? I feel bad for whoever took their Adderall earlier today.
Oh, geez. It was a rain delay, so he's
Well, I don't
saying,
think this right now is being
hope you didn't take your Adderall too
but
early because it got
This is
delayed.
the best you can get.
Wow. Well, shout out first off to Dink Smash Media. You can go follow them on Instagram. They had put this clip together. That is hilarious that they caught him saying all that. He ended up on championship court on the mic announcing some of the other games. So is that the only spicy thing he said all weekend? Well, we're going to find out. Welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Callie. This week, MLP is back. We did it. We finally made it here. It's the start of the regular season for 2024. We had no idea if we would actually get to see MLP again at one point, and it feels so good to finally have the best pickleball format back in action. Now, things are a little bit different. It's not like a bracket tournament like we used to have. This is just the regular season. We're going to have a few of these throughout the year. Then there's playoffs towards the end of the year. So every single match that you see this weekend was of equal value. I'm going to go through every premier match that we had. I'm also going to touch on a few of the challenger games that we had. We've got a lot to cover this weekend, but I'm telling you, it was a great one. Lots of exciting matchups, some really interesting, funny moments, some awesome dream breakers. We're going to talk all about it. But before we do, if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that like button. That helps get the show out to a new audience. Make sure that you're also subscribed to the channel in case you're not already subscribed. I know sometimes it probably just pops up for you and you click on it and then you watch it. But make sure that you're subscribed so that way you never miss an episode. Hit that notification bell too. That way the minute it drops, you know right away. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite part about this weekend was. What are some predictions you have for the next MLP event that we do? Was this MLP event better or worse than MLP last season? Also, share this episode with your friends. We all got pickleball buddies, and a lot of them, well, they just don't really watch the pro scene. But that could change. If you send them this episode, maybe that'll get them interested in it. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this week's episode.
This is the new and improved forgiveness. Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. I'm sorry. Forgiveness.
I'm not sorry I took the money.
All right, real quick, guys, before we get into this week's episode, I got to give a shout out to pickleballcentral.com. Pickleballcentral.com is the reason why this show exists. Let's go support them over there. If you use this promo code SNS15, that's going to give you a little bit of help on your order. I can't tell you how much, but I mean, look at the promo code. It's a pretty solid guess you can get from that. Pickleballcentral.com has everything you need. It's got all the latest paddles. They have a really good return policy too. So if you want to just try out a few and Send it back in if you don't like it. Go ahead and do that. It's also the best place to get any shoes, shorts, shirts, backpacks. Definitely get all your pickleballs here. I'm telling you right now, go over there on their website this minute. Go check it out. You're going to find something you're going to want to get. And then when you check out, make sure you use the promo code SNS15 on your order. That's going to help you out. That's going to help support the show. So let's make sure that we support the people that support this. Once again, use promo code SNS15 on your order at pickleballcentral.com. Hook yourself up and treat yourself to something nice because you deserve it. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start on day one. Now, here's how this is going to work because we don't have semifinal matches or gold medal matches or bronze medal matches, none of that. Every single match that you saw this weekend, it was of equal value. Some teams had more matches than others. Some teams weren't even there this weekend. The schedule was a little bit weird. We'll get into that. But the way this is going to work is that if you win a match, you get 3 points. If you win a match with a Dream Breaker, you get 2 points. If you lose a match with a Dream Breaker, you get 1 point. And if you just lose the match without getting into a Dream Breaker, you get 0 points. So what I'm going to do is on the left side of the screen here, I'm going to show you the total points as we go along after each game. Again, it's a little bit difficult to know who the better team is because not everybody played the same amount of games. But as the season goes on, we'll keep this up. That way you can kind of see where everybody's at. Because when it comes to November, we're going to have the playoffs, and this is all going to matter when it comes to seeding. So the first match of the season, we had the Columbus Sliders, and they're taking on the Texas Ranchers. All right, well, let's get into it. So the first game that we have to start MLP for 2024, we got the women's doubles teams coming out. We got Megan Dazan and Brooke Buckner. They're on the Columbus Sliders, and they're taking on the Texas Ranchers with Tina Pisnick and Etta Wright. As you can see the score, it is a blowout. So this first game, not the most fun, but that's okay. We're going to get into a lot more. Keep in mind, this is rally scoring. We no longer have a freeze, and we're playing to 25. So you could lose a game returning the ball. You could win the game off of a missed serve on the other team. It's a little bit strange and different. A lot of people going back and forth from what they like. Personally, I think it's more fair this way. Yeah, it's less fun. There's less close matches. But as you're going to see, we had plenty of close games, plenty of comebacks, so it didn't stop any of that. All right, so now let's go to men's doubles. We got Riley Newman teaming up with Connor Garnett. Solid team, the Columbus Sliders, and they're taking on Christian Alshon and Pablo Tellez. Christian and Pablo played together on the Breakers last year at one point. Now check this out. Connor Garnett, we've seen him struggle with the yips on his serve, and whoa! We don't even see that one land. Is this going to continue? I was saying this during Red Rock. If you miss a serve in MLP, that's a point for the other team. So having the yips in traditional scoring, that's one thing. That's still not good. But here in MLP, that is significant. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Check out the little counter I got down below. That's one for him. So 10-12 here for the Columbus Sliders. Riley Newman trying to drop one in there, making his way up. Oh, but now they're keeping him back. And now we got some overheads. Oh, Connor Garnett just gets that one over. And then we're going to have a firefight. Let's go. Oh, just out for Riley Newman. So Riley Newman hasn't played pickleball at professional level in a while. So he's probably so pumped to come to MLP. He's like, I got Connor Garnett on my team. And then he does that. Oh, man. Connor Garnett, I feel so bad for him. That's number 2. It does not stop. Oh, my goodness. 18-15. Oh, that one's long. Oh, that's got to be so uncomfortable. Like, Riley's trying to be a good teammate. So 21-16 here now. And Connor Garnett is a great player. I mean, look at some of these gets he's going to make here. And then Christian Alshon and Pablo, watch out! Righty, lefty, both wanted to go for it. Christian comes out on top, able to keep it in. They're keeping them back. Connor Garnett comes in and, can't hit the drop. So the Ranchers take that one. It's 22-16 now. So game point for the Ranchers, 24-17 for them. And watch this. We are going to get an awesome ATP by Christian Alshon for the game winner. So the Ranchers up 2-0. So game 3, we'll fast forward to game point. It's 24-18 for the Ranchers, looking to get up 3-0. And look at this. They do it. So the Sliders struggling early. So game 4 doesn't matter for this particular match. but they still play it because if there's a tiebreaker at the end of the season, you want to know who's won the most games. And look at this, Connor Garnett still struggling. That's number 4. I mean, how bad can it get? Number 5 there for him. Number 6.
Oh no.
Oh, number 7. That's to lose the game. Oh, how rough. Sliders not looking good. They go down 4 games to nothing. All right, let's go to our second and final game of the first day for MLP. How strange is this? The Sliders are playing 2 games in the same day, the only 2 premier games that we had, but now they're taking on the New York Hustlers. Hustlers got a solid squad. They got Jack Sock, CJ Klinger, Leigh Jansen, and Jackie Kawamoto. This team could probably do some damage. A lot of people are skeptical on CJ Klinger. I love him. He's like my favorite player to watch. I think he's gonna do great. So let's check it out and let's see how they did. So we'll jump to the first game. Game point for the Hustlers. Beaten up on the women. Megan Dazan and Brooke Buckner struggling against Leia and Jackie Kawamoto. So they take this one 25-11. So the Sliders down 5 games to 0. Not looking good. All right, so we'll start here. Sliders up 2-0. Connor Garnett, serve it in. No, not again.
There it is, man alive.
Hope no one's playing the drinking game at home.
Should we make it a drinking game? All right, so it's 5-3 here. And look at this point. This is a fun one. Riley Newman trying to drop it in off his back foot. Gonna make his way in. CJ Klinger gonna have a nice little moment right here. Watch this. Riley Newman gonna try for the Ernie. But then look at that get from CJ. Keeps it alive. Now they're trying to slam on them, and they do it. The Hustlers pull that one off. They get it to 5-4. 8-4. Connor Garnett. Oh, no. And finally, we're getting some momentum. So 16-12 here. CJ Klinger shows why he is probably the most valuable pick in the Premier League draft. This guy went for, like, what, $5,000 or something like this? Look at these hands. Smashes it right on Riley. Let's go. CJ Klinger with the proton power. It's a 2-point game now, getting deep into it. 17-19 for the Hustlers. Jack rips one. Klinger trying to clean it up, but look at this. Riley Newman just getting everything. Does a little spinneroo there. Oh my goodness, playing amazing D. Sliders crushing it right here. Hustlers trying to get anything by them. What do you have to do? CJ Klinger is destroying that ball, but Riley is getting it. My goodness, some amazing gets. How is this one going to end? Oh, in the net. Jack Sock, how dare you? So 2017 here, Connor Garnett serving. Uh-oh. Okay, he got it in. There we go. Let's get a good point now. 2-hand, backhand drive. Riley drops. Connor Garnett getting taken out wide. ATP! What a shot. Gets it to 21-17. Off of this angle. Look at this. My goodness. Very next point. Hustlers trying to crawl their way back into this. And look at this. CJ Klinger going to hit Riley with the Ernie right down the line. Nice shot. So tied up at 21 here. Hustlers getting into this thing. Look at this. Backhand ATP from CJ Klinger. Chest bump. What a shot. Look at this. Right on the line. So the Sliders end up pulling out a lead. It's 24-23, game point, and look who it all comes down to. Connor Garnett. Oh, that's that way too long. Oh my goodness. I am physically uncomfortable just watching this. So they tie it up 24-24 off a missed serve. So the Sliders end up getting it to 25-24, another game point. Riley serving though, and look at that. Jack Sock hits it long and hits it even longer on that. That ball went into the other court. Jack Sock played tennis, then pickleball, and now baseball. Home runs. He is so upset that they lost that one. So the Sliders end up finally winning a game. So game 3, 5-7 here, and oh man, more of this. We're not even seeing the ball land. Everyone just gets quiet. Oh, man, it's 11-17 for the Sliders. I mean, I'm just showing all these just to show you how bad it really is. And we got another one, this time off the net in the kitchen.
14.
He's just smiling.
If I had a nickel,
Still wouldn't have a lot of money, just to be clear.
I'd be close to getting a Yola Gen 3 at this point.
Damn, Rob. Rob Cassidy going hard at Connor Garnett.
Does not matter.
No. Oh my gosh, it's terrifying to watch him serve.
In, out, it was out. So the Sliders lost game 3. Now they're looking to take game 4 so they could force a Dream Breaker. So will they be able to do it? Let's check out game 4. This is the start of the game. And going after Brooke Buckner's head. Look at that. Leah Jansen
Right into that.
nailing her. So fast forward, it's 19-19. We're all locked up. Again, the Sliders, they really want to force this Dream Breaker so they can get some kind of points out of this. And look at that, ATP attempt. Riley almost falls, holds himself together. They get the point. It's 2019 now. So the Sliders end up with a game point at 26-25. Extra pickle, and look at that. We're headed to our first Dream Breaker on the first day of MLP. Let's go. So the Hustlers start off with a 5-0 lead here in the Dream Breaker. Production quality sucks. I don't know what this is all about. We jump back in, and CJ Klinger in the middle of a great rally. Two-handed backhand. Clips the line. Gets it to 6-0. So 11-12 for the Sliders. 1-point game. Riley Newman, not used to playing singles so much anymore, but he shows he's still got it. Look at that top spin. Clips the line. Ties it at 12. So it's 19-13. The Hustlers with a huge lead. Sliders trying to get their way back into it. Look at this point from Connor Garnett. Did he get that? My goodness. Goes on. Two-handed backhand. Jack can't handle it. He's pointing over there. He's like, something is up with that.
Get Steve Taylor on that guy.
He's like, that bounced 3 freaking times. So it ends up being 20-16. Don't forget, a Dream Breaker is to 21, and it's not win on serve. But CJ Klinger has no idea. Hits it out. He's like, all right, chance to win this. High five. Oh, I'm so glad you're excited. All right, I'm going to serve this one in. And maybe we have a... What's happening? What? Why are you giving me a high five? Is that... What? The game is over? We won? Are you serious? Why is everybody high-fiving me? It's over? I love this so much. He is so confused. He's like, wait a minute. Hold up. He's like, oh, thank you so much, Riley. Thank you for walking all the way over here to high-five me, but wait a minute. Why is the crowd leaving? Why is everybody packing their things? He's like, why are you guys high-fiving each other? I love it so much. I'm so glad it was CJ Klinger that made that mistake. So the Hustlers win the Dream Breaker. They get 2 points. The Sliders did not win, but they still get at least 1 point. Very interesting end to day 1 of the Premier League for MLP. All right, guys, real quick, before we get into day 2 of MLP, I want to give a quick shout out to someone very special. Kimberly Parham. Thank you so much for your donations. She sent in $99.99. I can't thank you enough for this. Doing stuff like that really makes this worth it. So thank you so much for your generosity. If any of you guys see value in what I'm doing here and you want to help support the show, you could do the same by sending in a super chat. Another way you could support the show is by checking out the Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you could help support this show. Special shout out to everybody that is a member already. We got Joanna, we got Richard, we got Nick. So thank you guys for supporting the show. And like I said, if any of you guys see value in what I'm doing, consider doing the same. And if not, all good. And as always, you could support by checking out the Etsy store and grabbing yourself some gear. Hats, shirts, water bottles, whatever you want. If there's something that you want that's not in there, let me know, and maybe I'll put it in there. All right, enough of that. Let's get back into it. All right, day 2, let's get into it. Our first match of the day for Premier League was the Ranchers against the Dallas Flash. The first time we're seeing the Dallas Flash play, and we don't even get it streamed for Major League Pickleball. This was a thing that was pretty consistent all weekend. The first match of the day, they never streamed. I guess they didn't want to pay the production crew overtime, so they just said, all right, we'll just not stream the first match. A little bit frustrating because, I mean, we're missing some good games. We did get at least this one highlight right here. Shout out to the Texas Ranchers social media team. They live streamed the match, but they took it down from their Instagram. But at least we get this cool highlight right here. It ended up going to 4 games. Ranchers took the first, and then the Flash took the next 3. So the Dallas Flash 1-0 to start their MLP debut. All right, so let's get into our first streamed match. We got the LA Mad Drops taking on the New Jersey Fives. We're going to jump to game 3. We got Annalie Waters and Will Howells taking on Catherine Parento and Thomas Wilson. So we'll start here. It's 3-2. LA Mad Drops up by a point. Now, we are tied a game apiece. So this is going to be crucial to see who wins this game to get up 2-1. And look at this lob over Thomas Wilson. Somehow handles it. Will Howells trying to put one away. Mad Drop's playing excellent defense. What's going to happen here? Leigh Waters, the best player in pickleball this weekend here. And look at that. Will Howells puts one down the middle. They tie it 3 apiece. So 9-5 here. Will Howells on his back foot trying to drop one in. Leigh Waters comes in. Look at that angle. And the Ernie. Oh, it's still alive. Puts it behind him. LA Mad Drops come out on top of that one. So we got a 1-point game now. 23-22. Will Howells is clearly going to be the one they're going after. Will Howells, a lot of people not even sure if he could hang in Premier League, but they picked him up for a reason. Look at this. They're going to target that backhand. See if they could find a weakness for him, but he's staying alive. And look at this. The forehand is a killer with that Proton power. Use promo code SORRY for 20% off your Proton paddle. Look at that. So the Fives faced 4 game points for the Mad Drops. They end up turning things around, and look at this. It's 29-28. Their own game point. And Will Howells goes right at Catherine Parento. And so they take this third game 30-28. And so game 4, it is 24-16. We got game point, and look at this. We're headed to a dream breaker. So fast forward, Fives up by 2, 15-13, and another close call. Another challenge. I think that's another good call. Yeah, that looks like it's out. What's the ref think?
After video review, the ball was out. The call stands.
Okay.
Fives have lost their challenge.
What was that?
Fives have lost their challenge.
Oh, don't choke and die on us, ref. Get him some water. So here we go. It's game point for the Fives, 2017, and look who it is. It's Zane Navratil, MLP champion, multiple-time champion. And look what he's going to do. Backhand winner! And they take the Dream Breaker. All right, next up, let's talk Hustlers versus Flash. Here we are, game 1, tied up at 22-22. We get this interesting point. I want you to listen on this one because this one is going to have some intense vocalization, we'll call it. You'll hear it in a second. I'm going to start off with some dinking and then firefight. Here we go. Woo! Who screamed there? Who was that?
What a point.
It was like they were scared. Might have been Leia. I don't know. But anyways, the point continues on. We're going to get some solid dinking here. Well, somebody can't handle it. No, Leia. Why? So the Dallas Flash up 23-22. So 23-24. The Dallas Flash have a great team. They're one of my favorites. We got Hurricane Tyra Black and Georgia Johnson here for the women's team. Men's team is J.W. Johnson and Augie Guh. This first game was awesome. I mean, look at some of these firefights that we get. Let's go. Oh, Tyra couldn't handle it. Hustlers tied up 24-24. We're getting some extra pickle. Start us off with this match. So 27-26. This one's getting deep. They've got game point for the Flash. Hustlers looking to stay alive. And look at this. Leia with an amazing get. We're still going. What's going to happen? Speed up by Tyra. And then here we go. Leia trying to finish. Can't do it. Georgia getting everything. And Tyra is the one to make the mistake. Ties it up at 27 apiece. So another game point for the Flash. It's 28-27 here. And we're going to get a ball that goes long. And so that'll do it. 29-27 in this one. So the Flash end up taking all 4 games in this one. They destroy the New York Hustlers. So Flash looking good to start off MLP weekend. All right, so let's go to our next match. Here we've got the Texas Ranchers taking on the St. Louis Shock. We've already seen the Ranchers play, but this is the Shock's first match. And their first game is with the women's team. We've got Anna Bright teaming up with Kate Fahey, someone that we haven't seen much of. Anna Bright swears by her. She's apparently really good, and she really proved herself this weekend. She played very consistent. Part of that, I think, has to do with the fact that she's playing with a really good player, Anna Bright, who has clearly shown that in MLP she comes alive. So They are a good duo. Anna Bright
Wow.
was killing it, especially here. And look at this. So they tie it up 18-18. So still a tight game, 22-21. Shock looking to tie it. Anna Bright just plays alpha mode in women's doubles, and she deserves to play like that because she's so good. Tina Pisnik, also a great player, known for her resets. Anna Bright is going to test her on all of that. Etta Wright, very consistent as well. And look at this. Bye-bye. Just waves to her right after it. So 24-23, we got a game point for the Ranchers. This one is locked tight, but Anna Bright and Kate Fahey, they not quite yet. Look at this shot coming up from Kate Fahey. Right in the corner. Ties it up 24-24. Extra pickle. Here we go. So we're locked up, tied at 24. Gosh, this game is so intense. Anna Bright is so fun to watch in MLP. Tina Pisnik and Etta Wright just calm, cool, and collected. Look at this. ATP attempt defended. Overhead defended. Anna Bright coming in hot. And they win the point. 25-24. A chance to win it here. So here we go. Game point for them. Chance to win this first game. Their first game ever for the year. Look at these resets. Kate Fahey keeping it alive. Anna Bright, good communication. Get their way back in. Kate Fahey staying back. Anna Bright's like, go! Two-handed backhand. It works. They win game one. The Shock are pumped. So we'll jump to game three. 17-16. Christian Alshon and Tina Pisnik taking on Gabe Tardio and Kate Fahey. Look at this point. Christian Alshon takes up so much of the court. It kind of got him into trouble this weekend. Might have done it a little bit too much. This point it worked out, but until here, off the net. Shock end up tying it at 17. So 1 point game here, 22-21. Gabe Tardio. He could also get big on the court. Look at this. All the way on the right side, taking up 95% of it. Him and Christian Alshon kind of playing the same style in that regard. Look at them just going back and forth at each other. ATP. Tina Pisnik defends it. Kate Fahey coming over to help out. And look at this. We're back to dinking. Here we go. Gabe Tardio puts it in there. Tina can't handle it. So they tie it up 22-22. So we're tied up 24-24. We're getting extra pickle here. Tardio trying to drop it in, comes crashing after that. And look at this. Christian Alshon with the Ernie. Tina trying to clean up. And then nice angle from Christian Alshon. They get ahead 25-24. It's a game point for the Ranchers. Trying to stay alive in this match. And Gabe Tardio gets too big. Oh, and he's pissed. Slams the ball. So the Ranchers get up a game. It's 2-1 now. But in game 4, Anna Bright and Hayden Patriquin just dominated. Look at this. They take it 25-17, so they win the match 3-1. All right, next up, let's talk New York versus New Jersey. We'll start here on game 2, tied 9-9. It's the men's game, so we got Will Howells and Zane Navertil taking on CJ Klinger and Jack Sock. The women for the New Jersey Fives took game 1, and so here we go. The Hustlers looking to tie this match 1 apiece. Start on this point at 9-9. Look at that from Zane. Just stays there. Talking smack. I love it. So 12-11 here. The Fives up by a point. We're going to get some solid dinking. And then CJ Klinger. He's going to get a chance at an awesome backhand ATP. It's defended. And then Jack Sock puts it in the perfect spot that Zane can't handle. So the Hustlers tie it up at 12. So 1 point game. Hustlers up by a point. Watch this shot from Klinger. Goes long. Zane lets him know. So the Fives were up by 6 points. And look at this. The Hustlers have trimmed the lead to 3. And CJ Klinger is going to go right after Zane. He's basically going to tell him, stop bullying me. Body bagged. CJ Klinger knows he could go at Zane. Watch this shot coming up right here. He's going to go backdoor on him. Oh! CJ Klinger pulls it into a 1 point game. And so it's 22-21 here. And CJ Klinger is absolutely feeling himself. Look at this. Whoop! Ayo! What was that?
What? Are you kidding me?
What is this? Whoa, whirly woo. What the heck do you call that? That's the CJ Klinger shot. We're officially calling it that. So we're tied up. 22-22. We're going to go into the middle of this dink rally. And look at that. Zane counters perfectly. Walks towards CJ. Like, come on, bro. You can't put that stuff in my wheelhouse. I love this so much. CJ Klinger versus Zane rivalry. We need this. So 23-22 now. CJ is not afraid. He's going to go right after Zane. Ties it up at 23. So they have a game point now. They were down by 6. They made the comeback. A lot of people said that comebacks weren't going to be too easy with the no freeze. But look at this. The Hustlers attempting to make a huge comeback here. And if they could do it here, and they do. Jack Sock pumped. Chest bump. Let's go. Hustlers tie it up 1-1 now. So we're going to jump to game 4. The Fives have a 2-1 lead, and look at this point from CJ Klinger on 15-7. He is going to just take over the whole court. He doesn't care that Leigh is there. Give her some space, but then here he comes. Getting big. Look at these resets. My goodness. Go all the way over. Oh, zigzag, back and forth. Stay there. Hit the winner right at Mari Humberg. Let's go, CJ Klinger. Look at this. Just stays put. She can't handle it. 16-7. And so game point for the Hustlers, trying to get this thing to a dream breaker against the Jersey Fives. And look at that, they do. 25-20 here in game 4, and we're headed to a dream breaker. So 5-2 here. CJ Klinger to serve, trying to keep their 3-point lead. But Zane Navertil hits him with the Ernie. So 9-8 now. Will Howell serving, taking on Jack Sock. And he's going to hit a winner down the line. Gives him the old, are you not entertained? Fives absolutely crushing this dream breaker against Leah Jansen. Annalie Waters hits a winner, gets it to 18-9. Hustlers have a big mountain to climb. Mari Humberg with her backhand slice. That's her favorite thing. Look at that slice. She gets it over, but man, Mari Humberg waiting there to hit the winner. 2012, we got a game point now, a match point. So on 2013, match point for the Fives. Will Howells against Jack Sock. Can he pull it off? Gets it to land. And the New Jersey Fives win another dream breaker. So an excellent end to the day on day 2. All right, before we get into day 3, real quick, I got to give a shout out to this awesome company, Florida Pickleball Clothing Company. They hooked me up with this awesome shirt, Dinkachino. I love Duncan, so I was like, I got to get one of these. So if you want this shirt or any of the shirts that they got on their website, check them out, floridapickleballclothingco.com. Every time I go on here, I find a new favorite one. They've got a ton of different designs. Honestly, so much to just scroll through and check out. I love it when different companies have a lot to look for. So go check them out. Once again, that's floridaclothingco.com. Link is in the description below. All right, so let's get into day 3. We actually started our day off with a bit of an odd moment. Our first match of the day was going to be the New Jersey Fives against the AZ Drive. But before that began, we got this. Breaking news, MLP Atlanta update. A paddle failed testing at MLP Atlanta due to... Okay, I'm not doing... So apparently a paddle failed because of pine tar. Now, they didn't say who it was, what paddle it was. Turns out it was Andre Daescu. Before he played his match, they tested his paddle. You know, they give it the old rub, and they're like, hold up, wait a minute. What is this? Why is it sticky? He had pine tar on it. Now, I don't know if that's something he's done in the past. They check your paddle every single time you play. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to use pine tar on the handle. So it is possible that maybe he just got a little bit on his paddle surface. Either way, I haven't heard it affect anything else. I mean, maybe he just had to get a new paddle, but it's not like he wasn't allowed to play. I haven't heard anything about a fine or anything like that. So it was an interesting way to start the day. On top of that, we didn't even get to see the match. This one wasn't streamed. So even though we didn't get a stream, we did get some highlights on Instagram. The AZ Drive men team, Andre Daescu, Dylan Frazier, they take game 1. Game 2, Lacey Schneeman and Caitlin Christian. They're going to get beat by Annalie Waters and Mari Humberg. So we're tied 1-1 going into the mixed match. Check out this highlight right here. Andre Daescu is going to set Caitlin Christian up with the perfect Ernie attempt right through the middle. So Caitlin Christian and Daescu end up winning that game. And then here we go, game 4. Dylan Frazier and Lacey Schneeman. Taking on Annalie Waters and Will Howells. Look at that shot from Annalie Waters. So the Fives up by 2 points here, 22-20. And look at this point, Will Howells played really great when he played with Annalie Waters. And so Will Howells and Annalie Waters, they are going to take game 4. And guess what that means? That means that we're going to a Dream Breaker. Of course, the match that we don't get streamed has a Dream Breaker, but whatever. We'll take these highlights. Look at this, Lacey Schneeman putting it in there. Easy drive looking good. But the Fives end up winning the Dream Breaker. No footage of their win, just the celebration after. All those clown fans. I just learned this weekend too that it's like Gary V's thing is like the Fives. Like that's like it's like his thing. Is like, I don't know what it means, but I thought Fives was like some pickleball term that I didn't know about. I still don't get the clown part or the ugly colors, but they get another Dream Breaker win. The Fives won all their matches in Dream Breakers. Zane Navratil went 0 for 6 in all of his games. Annalie Waters went 6-0. Annalie Waters has struggled in the past in MLP, so this was kind of cool to see her do really well here. And also Zane has done really well, and now he's not. Regardless, they're still 3-0, even though they don't get as many points for winning it in Dream Breakers. They're at least hanging in there. All right, so let's jump to our first streamed match.
That works.
So we got the Drive playing back-to-back games here, which is a little bit weird that the schedule is like that. But anyways, they're taking on the Columbus Sliders. So Daescu and Dylan Frazier here in game 2. Look at that ATP. Cleaned up from Riley. Might have hit an out ball. And then we're going to get the point to continue. Sped up from Connor. Oh, can't put it away. And then Connor hits it in the net. What a crazy point.
Start your engines. What a rally.
So 6-4 here. Drive up by 2. Game 1 did go to the Drive. The women's team beat the Sliders. And look at this. Little drop from Riley. And he cleans up with the bird. So they get it to 6-5. So 8-8 here. Tied up. Connor Garnett's been doing great with his serve. And oh, that one just misses off the net and out of bounds. Another missed serve for Connor Garnett. What does that bring our total to? So 12-12 here. Oh, no. I think you know where this is going. It's going out of bounds. Another missed serve. So 16-15, a 1-point lead for the Drive. And, man, we had some awesome hands battles here. Look at this. They get switched up. Connor Garnett trying to drive it in there. Riley in the middle, can't hang. Drive get a 2-point lead. So 19-18, Sliders trying to tie this thing up. Connor Garnett hits it in. Great serve. All right, here we go. Drive from Riley. Drops it in. He's like, get out of my way. I'll handle it. Riley's pumped. They tie it at 19. All right, Sliders up by a point. 22-21. Garnett, deep breath, hits the serve. Oh, man, almost nasty Nelson. Andre Daescu there. So the Drive tie it up 22. Riley's like, you know what? I'll just take over. Check this out. Bert, right down the middle. Take the lead, 23-22. So we're going to jump into this dink rally. This was a long rally, 24-23, a game point for the Sliders. Can they pull it off? And watch what happens here. Andre Daescu ties it up. No, he does not. Foot fault called on him. Look at his feet. He just clips the net, and you can't touch the net. That's a fault. And so the Sliders win on a foot fault. All right, so let's go to game 3 now that we're tied up a game apiece. And Connor Garnett is coming out for mixed doubles. Here we go. Another long serve on 8-6. Once again, this time in the net. On 9-10, takes a deep breath. He's like, you know what? Timeout. I'm not feeling it. Oh, man. Look, the yips is like a real thing. Like I was saying last episode, I've dealt with it myself. I made a post on Instagram when this was happening. I had so many people in my DMs telling me I had it too. It's been a problem for me as well. A lot of people were saying that switching to a backhand serve works. This is just a thing that plagues people in sports. I've seen MLB careers end because of this. It's like a real neurological thing. They did a study on the yips, and they found that a common thing amongst everybody that had the yips is that they all have a people pleaser personality. So if you have the personality trait of being a people pleaser, you are more prone to getting the yips. The thing is, it like makes your forearm like kind of twitch in a weird way. your mechanics just get thrown out the window. They actually have a surgery that you can get where they go in and they do something to one of your forearm muscles, and it has worked for people where they surgically remove the yips from themselves. Now, I don't know if that's the move for Connor Garnett here because it's expensive, risky, and it doesn't always work. But man, I mean, giving away all these points is not fun either. So he's really got to talk to a sports psychologist, and he's got to figure this out because it is costing them actual points. All right, how about an actual highlight? We got a tight game here. It's 15-16. The Sliders are up by a point. Ignore the scoreboard. We're getting it wrong all weekend. Anyways, look at that get from Connor. Pops it up. Daescu tries to drop it, and Brooke Buckner chases it down. Connor Garnett all over the court. Another one. Oh, can't get it to land. So the drive tie it up at 16. And so the Sliders trying to get their way back into it. It's 20-24 here. How about a quick little hands battle? And Daescu comes out on top. So the AZ drive up by 1, 2-1. So game 4 will jump here. It's 22-20. The AZ drive are up. And we get this fun little point. Check this out. Megan Dazan holding it down here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. What amazing gets and resets. Riley Newman's like, I would like to get involved if you don't mind. And he doesn't. Lacey Schneeman puts one in the corner. So the drive up 23-20. So the drive looking to get their first win on 24-21. They get it. A clean win. That's 3 points for the drive. All right, so the next match we got is the St. Louis Shock taking on the LA Mad Drops. Hunter Johnson actually played really well this weekend. Everybody thought that he shouldn't even be in the Premier League.
Super good.
Teamed up with Thomas Wilson here, and they've got a pretty big lead against Gabe Tardio and Hayden Patriquin. The lead was 5, but now it's 3. Game point for them. Hayden Patriquin pulls it to 2. It's a 2-point game, but still a game point for them. And look at this. Gabe Tardio counters down the middle. 23-24 now. So can they make a comeback? Tie this thing up at 24? Nope, it's on. So the Drops, they win this one 25-23. Take game 1. So now we'll fast forward to game 4. The Shock are up 2-1. So the Mad Drops, if they get this, they're going to pull this to a Dream Breaker. And Hunter Johnson comes up big. They do it. So a chance to win a Dream Breaker against the St. Louis Shock. So we'll start here. It's 1-0. Mad Drops are up by 1. Got Hunter Johnson taking on Gabe Tardio. And look at this point that we get. Gabe Tardio, how did he get that in? Oh,
Not over yet.
that barely made it over the net. So did that one. Look at him just attacking. Full steam ahead, Gabe Tardio. Let's go. What a point. Look at these shots. Hunter Johnson in the net. Gabe Tardio's pumped. So now we got Anna Bright against Catherine Parento. Shock up by 3 at 7-4. Anna Bright, two-handed backhand, cross court. Catherine Parento can't get it. 8-4 now. So Mad Drops down by 5. Hunter Johnson looking to cut the lead. How about a hands battle? Let's go. 11-7 now. Very next point, Hunter Johnson, he is feeling himself. Look at that shot, 11-8. Very next point, Hunter Johnson, gonna do something similar.
He does it.
Gets it to 11-9. Catherine Parento, she was struggling this weekend, but she's looking all right here. I mean, she's taking on Anna Bright. That is never an easy task. Catherine Parento known for her singles. Look at that. She's like, let's go, crowd. Come on. Start cheering for us. Very next point on 14-12. Looking to make this a 1-point game for the Mad Drops. Catherine Parento hanging in there. Chases this one down and lands it in there. She's so pumped. So 1-point game. Shock up 18-17. Look at this get. 360. Hunter Johnson recovers. Oh, but can't get the next one. So we got a tie game at 20-20 in this Dream Breaker. How awesome. Catherine Parento and Anna Bright. Look at this shot. Nails it. 21-20. So game point, match point for the LA Mad Drops. Catherine Parento. Oh, Anna Bright hits the winner in the corner. Ties it up 21-21. So the Shock pull ahead 22-21. Anna Bright, chance to win this match. Can she pull it off against Catherine Parento? Catherine is gonna hit it into the net. She's so pissed. Smacks the ball. Anna Bright cheering with the team. a very awkward jumping celebration for them, but they won the match in a dream breaker. The Shock continue to kill it. All right, next up, we got the Sliders once again, now rocking the red unis. But look who they're taking on. The DC Pickleball team. It's their first match here on Saturday. They had the first 2 days off. Meanwhile, Columbus Sliders are not looking good, and they desperately need a win. So a little bit strange to have the DC team play the Sliders after the Sliders have already played a ton of games. So we'll start here in the men's match. The women for Columbus took the first game. But here in game 2, we got James Ignatowicz and Deckelbar on DC. And look at this point. Tweener from Deckelbar gets it to land. Wow, very impressive. The point still goes on. And here we go. James trying to poke that one in there. His little jumping feet. Connor Garnett comes in hard. Look at the hands. Great get by Riley, but can't get it over. So Deckelbar wins the point with his tweener. Connor Garnett was doing so good on his serve all game long until it came down to this. 21-17, and oh, he hits one long. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. That's just one out of the many that he had this game. So the lead is still just 3, and Connor Garnett, no! Right when it was starting to get close. Gives up a crucial point there. So game point for DC, a 2-point game, and when you think about the fact that Connor Garnett gave up 2 points off of his serve, I mean, that ends up being a tie game. You know, that is if they were to score in that. It's not guaranteed they would have, but, you know, free points are free points. When you think about the momentum it takes out of you too, man, that is just not good. But anyways, DC, they are going to take this game, which means that we're going to be all tied up 1 game apiece. So we'll fast forward to game 4. Columbus took the 3rd game. Columbus trying to win this match here in the 4th game, and oh no.
Serve from Garnett. I'm just, it's hurting me, I think. It's
hurting all of us. I mean, luckily for Connor Garnett, they have a big lead here. It's 19-11. You got some room to have the yips. So luckily enough, here on game point, 24-19, Columbus Sliders trying to win their first match. Can they do it? Connor Garnett thinking that one was a little high. Luckily enough, Rachel Rohrbacher couldn't handle it. And so they did it! Columbus won a game and won a match. All right, next up, let's talk about the Orlando Squeeze and the St. Louis Shock. The Squeeze playing their first match late on Saturday. This schedule is so weird. I can't get over it. Shock are on fire, so a little tough to get into a rhythm against a team that has been doing so well all weekend. But we'll start here. Federico Stackstrud and Tyson McGuffin in game 1, taking on Gabe Tardio and Hayden Patriquin. Look at this. Squeeze got a 1-point lead, 22-21. So game point for the Shock here, 24-22. Squeeze, we're looking pretty good. I mean, Tyson McGuffin and Fed are seeming like they got some good chemistry. Tyson McGuffin wasn't even supposed to be on the Squeeze. He was on the Black Diamonds. And they come up short here. The Squeeze lose to the Shock 25-22 in game 1. The Shock were just crushing them. Already up 2 games to nothing, and look at this. How about a 3rd game in a row? They win 25-14 here in mixed. So they already win 3-0. 4th game, the Squeeze ended up pulling off, but the Shock still win this match. Next up, we'll talk about the DC Pickleball team taking on the Arizona Drive. This was a blowout. DC already up 3 games to nothing. Of course, we get technical glitches like we did all weekend long. And look at that, DC sweeps them 4 games. What an anticlimactic way to end our Saturday. All right, guys, real quick before we get into the next segment, I am so excited about this. I got to give a shout out to Sheath Underwear. If you haven't heard of Sheath Underwear, I am so pumped that I get to be the one that shares this with you. This is my favorite underwear brand. I've been begging them to be a sponsor of the show. Their owner plays pickleball. He's a super cool dude. They make a great product. I've been wearing Sheath Underwear for the last like 2 or 3 years. It is literally the only underwear that I put on. Not only is it made from awesome material, they call it Sheath because, well, I'll tell you this. Think about what a sheath does to a sword, and maybe that'll help kind of put the picture in your head of what's going on here with the Sheath underwear. Basically, it's got extra pockets on the inside for you. But hey, ladies, don't be discouraged. They have women's underwear too. I'm telling you, this is the best pickleball underwear. I refuse to play unless I'm wearing Sheath underwear. They have a ton of cool designs, so check them out. They even have normal ones too, in case you don't want the weird designs. This is the best investment you could make for your clothing. There is one thing you need to be worried about, and it's the fact that you might not ever want to go back to normal underwear after this. I'm telling you, I have not gone back to normal underwear. So make sure you guys check it out. Sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code sorrynotsorry. That's going to get you 20% off your order. If you spend over $120, they even give you free shipping too. So head on over, try at least one pair out. I promise you're going to go back for more. Let's make Sheath underwear the official underwear of pickleball. So once again, that's sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code sorrynotsorry and you'll get 20% off your order. I'm telling you, you'll be very happy you did it. All right, next up, let's do day 4, our last day of MLP this weekend. We're going to start with the first match of the day, which, once again, was not streamed. And of course, it ended up going to a dream breaker. We had the LA Mad Drops taking on the Dallas Flash. We're going to jump here to game 4. Dallas up 2-1. LA trying to force a dream breaker, and Hunter Johnson came up clutch. So we're headed to a dream breaker to decide this one. And so this is the only footage we have of the dream breaker here. Looks like Thomas Wilson was the one to close it out for the LA Mad Drops. They win another dream breaker. So congrats to the Mad Drops pulling out a victory. The LA Mad Drops went to a dream breaker in every match that they had, which is pretty crazy. I love Yates coming over like, hey, I'm kind of part of the team, right? Because I don't have a team. All right, now let's go to the DC Pickleball team taking on the St. Louis Shock. First off, I hate the name Pickleball team. Come on, like DC, you can't get a little creative? Anyways, at least they don't have the worst logo in the league. Better than the Fives. So anyways, here we go. We got game 1. It's the women's doubles. Kate Fahey and Anna Bright. Look at this. Up early, 10-5 against Rachel Rohrbacher and Elise Jones. Shock got a 4-point lead now. 13-9. Anna Bright is just playing so well this weekend. So aggressive. And Kate Fahey just staying so consistent over there on the right side. Look at this. Tracks down the lob. Gives them a lob of their own. Anna Bright handles the drop. Tries to keep them back. We're in the kitchen now. Attacked Elisa Jones. She handles with the reset. Another lob. Kate Fahey takes it out of the air. Here we go. Oh my goodness. What a get from Elise Jones. Rachel on the back baseline. Trying to drop it in. And then another lob. And she's punished for it. Look at that. A roar from Anna Bright. What a fun point. So the Shock had a 7-point lead. Look at this. DC got it to within 3. And Elise Jones, so energetic. Anna Bright, so energetic. Oh my goodness, look at that ATP. She did get that point. They cut it to 2. So it's a 2-point game now. And not only was Anna Bright and Elise Jones energetic, how about Kate Fahey? You think she can get a little energy? Watch this. Off the net, into the net, and she screams in their face about it. Gotta love MLP. Someone makes an error in the net and you just scream in their face. The crowd cheers. So 3-point game. We're going to go into the middle of this rally. Lob from Elise. Kate Fahey is handling all the lobs from her. But Elise Jones is handling the resets afterwards too. And then here we go. Watch this. Anna Bright is just going to get so aggressive. Take over all of the court. Ready for it? Watch this. Anna Bright dominating. Let's go. Attack. 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 Can she finish? Oh, she hits it wide. So still at a 2-point lead here. So it's 22-19 here. We're getting late into this one. But the Shock still keeping a hold of that lead. And this is the fun point. Look where this one ends up. Kate Fahey, forehand dinking all day. They're just going right to her. And then look at this. On the ground. Hits 2 balls. And then Rachel puts one right into the side of her arm. So DC needs to come back, and they need to come back quick. Look at this. Rachel Rohrbacher getting so big. She's like, get out of the way, Elise Jones. She is pumped. So 2-point game, but it's game point for the Shock. They just got to get one more, and look at this in the net. They take game one, 25-22. What a close match. So now we'll go to the men's. We got Gabe Tardio and Hayden Patriquin taking on Deckelbar with this huge serve that he's allowed to do now, and James Ignatowicz. And so everybody was kind of hoping for James to play Anna. We didn't actually get that, unfortunately, but still kind of cool. They're playing each other's teams. And look at this. Deckelbar screams at Hayden. 11-11. So 2018 now. DC up. And we're going to get this fun point right here. Watch Deckelbar. The Scorpion gives him the, what do you expect? So game point for DC. It's a 1-point game. Shock trying to tie this thing up. And they're going to be stuck back at the baseline. They end up making their way to the kitchen. Sped up from Ignatowicz, but it clips the net. No ATP from Gabe. He's in trouble.
Oh, no.
And look at that. Hayden finishes. Gabe is so pumped, jumping up and down. So DC end up with another game point here on 25-24. Deckelbar coming in with the drop. Hayden, backhand, into the net. DC takes it, ties this match up 1-1. So next up, let's go to game 3. We're going to start here on 13-12. DC with the serve, and watch this rip from Deckelbar. It just gives him the, what do you expect? You let me have the hole. I'm going to take it. Elise Jones was cheering after every point they won. It was a little bit annoying, but I mean, I don't know. There are worse things to get annoyed at, so not the biggest of deals. Watch this point right here. Ernie. And look at Elise Jones. Chest bump. Hug me. Screaming. Up and down. Yeah. So 1-point game here. 16-15. Deckelbar was on fire in this game. I mean, watch this right here. Backhand flick. ATP gets it. What? Hayden Patriquin is going to answer on the next point with an Ernie of his own. Let's go. So we got a tie game. 17-17. Hayden Patriquin on his back foot. How did that ball get in? Anyways, Deckelbar up at the kitchen trying to put them back. And look at that get from Hayden. Deckelbar can't handle it. So the Shock take the lead, 18-17. So 1-point lead for the Shock here, 21-20. And Hayden Patriquin was such a good team with Anna Bright. Look at him here. Backhand flick, comes into the middle, saves himself. 2-point lead now, 22-20. So tie game here, 22-22. We're getting close to the end here. Cross-court dinking, back and forth. Anna Bright puts one up right in Deckelbar's wheelhouse for the Ernie. They take the lead. So game point for DC, trying to give Anna Bright her first loss of the weekend. And Anna Bright knows that Deckelbar's waiting for the Ernie, and she handles it perfectly to save the game for them. Within one. So the Shock end up getting game point for themselves. They turn this thing around here at the end. And then look at this. They're going to pull it off. Anna Bright, undefeated. They take it 26-24. They're up 2-1. And so game 4, James Ignatowicz, Rachel Rohrbacher, they end up closing the deal. We're going to a dream breaker. So we'll start here, 8-5, DC up by 3. We're going to jump to Elise Jones versus Kate Fahey. And look at these gets from Fahey. Flicks that one in there. They pull it to 2. So 11-9 now. DC trying to hang on to their lead. James Ignatowicz has to come up in a hurry. And look at that. Tardio goes right at his chest. So DC ends up getting it to 2017. James Ignatowicz against Gabe Tardio. And off the net. Look at this. They give the St. Louis Shock their first loss. And it comes in a dream breaker. James Ignatowicz puts a final nail in the coffin against his girlfriend's team. All right, next up, let's talk to New York Hustlers against the Orlando Squeeze. The Squeeze were down by 7 points and down for most of this game. And look at this. They get it to within 1 against Leigh Jansen and Jackie Kawamoto. You know, a lot of people, well, I don't know if it's a lot of people, but there's one person in particular. I'm not going to say who it is, but his initials are JK. And he's not just kidding, but he thinks that the Orlando Squeeze are struggling because they have 2 women that are right side players. I don't know if he's necessarily wrong, but here we are tied up at 23-23, so they did okay in this game. Leigh Jansen and Jackie Kawamoto come out on top of this. So they're up 24-23, got a game point. Very next point on game point. Jackie drops it in. Paris trying to go at Leigh, and that is a mistake. Leigh handles everything her way. Tries again. Not working. And then Viv puts one in the net. So the New York Hustlers take game one. So the men come out, and the Squeeze played excellent against CJ Klinger and Jack Sock. Look at this. They won 25-15. So we're tied up one game apiece. So we'll go to game three now. Fed and Paris taking on CJ and Leigh Jansen. And CJ Klinger has got some great hands. Look at this. Fed tries to come at him. He's taking up everything. Let's go. But can he finish? Fed gives it to Leigh cross court. Since they have a lefty, the women are facing each other, and Paris Todd finishes. Screams at Leigh. So 1 point game here. The Hustlers up 15-14. Paris and Fed trying to make their way in. CJ getting big. Poking that at Paris. Coming at her. Keeps that one in. Then goes at Fed. Fed barely gets it. He's got to retreat. And look at this. An ATP out of nowhere from Paris Todd. They tie it up 15-15. So Orlando now has the lead. Squeeze up 17-16. CJ puts it out wide, and ATP, he hops over it. That is in. So 18-16 now. Paris serving. Hits a drop from her back foot. Tries another. CJ's there. Tries another. Leigh with the Ernie. Oh, and somehow she puts that in there. Screams at them. So Squeeze still got a 1 point lead here. It's 19-18. And keep your eye on Leigh. She's going to come in hot. Ernie. Right through the middle. Look at that. They tie it up 19-19. So the Squeeze on 24-23, they are going to end up taking it 25-23. So they take game three. They're up 2-1. So let's go to game four now. Tyson McGuffin and Vivian David taking on Jackie Kawamoto and Jack Sock. And New York needs to win this game to force a dream breaker. Look at Jack Sock coming in with an awesome poach. He is so pumped. So they get it 22-19. So 24-22. Hustlers looking to pull this game out and force a dream breaker. And look at that. Shake and bake from Tyson McGuffin. Gets it into one. The Hustlers blew like a 3 point lead. They had game point at 24-21, and then here we are tied at 24. And look at this, Tyson McGuffin with his own shake and bake. He's so pumped. And so on 27-26, the Squeeze have a chance to win this match without a dream breaker, and they do it. Jack Sock and Jackie Kawamoto. Jack and Jack, they collapsed. They lost their lead, and they gave it up to the Squeeze. All right, let's go to DC versus Dallas. We're going to start here in game one. The women playing first. Georgia Johnson and Tyra Black taking on Elise Jones. Rachel Rohrbacher, look at this point. Tyra getting aggressive. Great get from Elise Jones. How about you, Rachel? Who wants the middle one? You can't both get it, but they handle it. Tyra doing anything she could do. Handling the hands battle. Here we go. Oh, and they finish on Georgia. So it's 24-18, and they are crushing. And look at this last point that we're going to get. Oops, did I just spoil who's going to come out on top? I think you're new. Not as easy to come back in MLP these days, but that's okay. That just means that if we do have a comeback, it is well-deserved. Look at this. Some solid dinking back and forth. Some hands. There we go. Settle down. Who's going to speed up again? Elise tries. Off balance. One more time. Oh, good get. Oh, Georgia. Let's go. Shock come out on top. Not the shock, the flash. Ah, wrong electricity thing. All right, next up, let's go to DC versus Dallas. Dallas Pickleball Club, the women's team, took game one. And so now the Flash looking to get up 2-0 here. J.W. Johnson and Augie Guh. Solid men's doubles team. Look at this. Ernie defended. Oh, and then a hands battle. Augie Guh slows it down. Here we go. He's going to win this one. Solid dinking from the lefty. Taking the middle balls. Goes out wide. Giving it to J-Dub. And then he attacks. Oh, and that one's just out. What a rally. So 15-14, Flash up by 1. We got Augie dropping it in, getting him to the kitchen line. James going up the line, dinking. Same for Deckel. Going straight forward with their dinks. They are refusing to cross-court dink it. Then he attacks. Augie. Then J-Dub finishes. Oh, no! Deckelbar! Watch your ankles! Did you see that? Watch Deckelbar. Ball rolls in and, oh! Almost snaps his ankle. He's okay, thankfully. Deckelbar's going to grab his paddle, check out his ankle. I think I'm okay. I'm just a little bit angry. He just chucks the ball as far as he can. Thankfully, there was no other game going on in Grandstand. Otherwise, that would have hit somebody over there.
And there's a blue card.
And he gets a blue card. So it's 16-14 here. Dallas up by 2. Dropping it in. Up at the kitchen. That's where J-Dub is dangerous. Watch out. DC, you can hold their own. So here we go. We got some dinking. Let's go. Do something exciting. Deckelbar. Scorpion. I love Deckelbar's celebration of the just hands up, the shrug, the what he expects. That's my new favorite celebration. I'm going to start doing that at Rec. Here we go. It's 16-15. Flash still up by a point. How about a nice little hands battle? What do we say? Who's going to get us started? James does. Tries to put it down the middle. It's handled. Oh, what amazing gets. So pumped. 18-17. We're all tied up. And look at this. How about some more good hands? Look at the hands from everybody. Hands. Oh, my goodness. So 1 point game, but the DC Pickleball team, they've got a game point here. Trying to tie this match up 1 game apiece. Will they be able to do it? James attacks Augie. He did not expect that for some reason. So they take this one 25-23. So 23-22 here in our third game. Tyra and Augie taking on Deckelbar and Elise Jones. And look at this. Hurricane Tyra Black is going to hit a cross-court dink. Deckelbar has a soft ATP. Augie handles it and then comes and fires at him. They get the point. So they tie it up 23-23. So 23-23 now. And it's as if Deckelbar was like, okay, thank you for the feedback on my ATP before. Why don't you set me up for another one? Because I promise you this time, I'm going to nail it. So Tyra, not afraid to do it. Hits the corner. He's like, let's go. Watch this one more time. What a spot. So that gets them to a game point. And if they could get this, they're going to be up 2-1 here against the Flash. But let's see what happens. Deckelbar just dominates. They win the game up 2-1. So game 4, look at this. The Flash are up 6-0. Absolutely crushing Johnson siblings. Steamrolling them. Look at these hands. My goodness. They get up 7-0. So it looks like Dallas got this one handled. But then look at this. It's 10-11 here. They've come back and James ties it up 11-11. And so not only did they come back and tie it, they're now up by 5, 24-19. They've got match point. Here we go. James getting big. Great hands. He takes it. Keep your eye on James Ignatowicz. He is so pumped about this win. Chest bump. Elise Jones. Does he even notice her? He just pushes her. He does not care about her. So keep in mind, this was on Mother's Day. They gave Elise Jones a little shout out because she is a mother.
Well, it does indeed. So, Jimmy, how do you keep it going? How do you keep it going all year long?
Can I say hi to my kids?
Well, I think it's
silence.
It's interesting, like, you know.
Next up, real quick, the St. Louis Shock against the AZ Drive. The Shock swept them 4-0. Absolutely dominated them here. All right, next up, our last premier match of the weekend. We got the Orlando Squeeze taking on the Texas Ranchers. So Christian Alshon and Pablo Tellez taking on Fed and Tyson. And look at this. Pablo against Fed. They just stopped partnering. So they are no longer partners in the PPA. So are we going to see a bit of a rivalry? Fed thinks it's in. Pablo calls it out. Uh-oh.
girls are having a discussion.
Fed can't even look him in the eyes. How you gonna do me like that, dude?
It was close.
We used to have something special.
Challenge, I would say.
So they end up losing the challenge there. The ball was out. It was actually pretty clear that it was out. And so look at this point. It's like they just wanted to piss off Fed. Because that ball's out too.
Oh, dear.
He's like, what? Now this one? And I mean, are you really going to use 2 challenges in the first 5 points? So 17-16 here. Watch this. This is hilarious. Look at Christian Alshon in the back, grabbing the towel, taking his time. Ref calls a score, so Fed serves it. Christian's like, wait, what? I'm just getting a towel. Can you give me a second? It's kind of hilarious because Fed is always known for taking his time in between points. He's even laughing. So game point for the Ranchers, 24-23. Looking to take the first game here, but look at this. Fed is going to hit a crazy volley. Awesome angle. Christian can't get to it, so they tie it up 24-24. So 25-24. The Ranchers got a game point here. Coming in. How about a little bit of dinking? What's going to happen? Speed up by Christian, and Fed hits it in the net. So they take game 1 against the squeeze. Fed is so angry. Look at this. Pablo tries to come in and be like, hey, bro, we're good, right? We're good? He's like, get away from me. Oh, my goodness. I did not have Pablo-Fed rivalry on my 2024 MLP bingo card. So game 2, the Ranchers also win that one. That means that the squeeze got to win this if they want to stay alive in here. Fed tries the soft Ernie. Doesn't work because Tina Pisnik is a reset machine. Two-handed backhand dink off the line. Fed coming in, tries to speed up, and he's pissed. Fed is not feeling it. So 22-18, the Ranchers are up by 4, and Fed drives hard, and then watch this in the net and hit the ball at the bar. Ref was not a fan of that. She's like, I know what you were doing there. Don't you dare show frustration.
Blue card for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, man. A blue card for Fed. He is not having a good match here. And so the Ranchers are going to end up beating the squeeze here in this game. That'll get them to 3-0. So game 4 we go. Check this out. Tied 15-15. Maddie Pickles with the best tweet of all time. We got the fresh squeeze juice. Now let's go for some pulp. Oof. So the squeeze did have a game point here. But the Ranchers came back into it. And look at this. Pablo goes right at Tyson. They pull off the sweep. There you go. Have some pulp. So that'll be the end of Premiere for the weekend. How fun was this? I know it's a little anticlimactic. There's no champion of the weekend or anything like that. But think about this. We get the playoffs coming up in November. That's a long way away, but we have a lot of regular season matches. The build-up to that November championship is going to be huge. This will literally be the biggest pickleball match ever. And I am so excited for it. It's in Orlando. I might fly out and go to that because that is pickleball history right there. Just fingers crossed we get there. We've had a lot of difficulty even keeping the MLP alive, so if we do get to the playoffs, I'll just be a happy camper that we got it at all. All right, next up, I'm going to briefly touch on Challenger. I know this is kind of a long episode, so I'm just going to kind of show my favorite games of each day. The Bay Area Breakers ended up being the best team in Challenger, which I got to say, I'll take the L on this one. I did not think that they were going to be that good. Vivian Glausman was one of the best players. She has been crushing it lately. Even Rachel Recker played really well this weekend too. And so look at this. In their first match, they end up winning on a Dream Breaker. 24-22. All right, next up, day 2, we'll show this. Miami versus SoCal Hard 8s. SoCal Hard 8s were very disappointing. I thought that they would do decent, but they only won 1 match. I think they had like 6 matches. Day 3, we also had this incredible scoreline. In the Dream Breaker, the Bay Area Breakers beat Miami Pickleball Club 21-4. Can you believe that? That is a blowout. Day 4, this is the Florida Smash versus the SoCal Hard 8s. Florida Smash, another disappointing team. I thought they were going to be really good. I will say, rumor has it, Travis was not feeling 100%. He may have been sick, but they did pull out at least 1 win here against the SoCal Hard 8s. All right, well, that's going to do it for our recap of the Premier League and the Challenger League. But before we're done with the recap, we got to do Hooks of the Week. All right, Hooks of the Week is officially sponsored by Close Call Replay. So when I said I was going to do Hooks of the Week, Close Call Replay reached out to me and they were like, dude, we love this. We got to help you out with this because we really believe that we could change this so there are no more hooks anymore. So Close Call Replay is pickleball's first 240 frames per second instant replay line call system. If MLP and PPA and heck, even APP, if they would use Close Call Replay, fans would love it. Refs would love it. Gambling sites would love it. I mean, I think it's just making everything really fair if we have a way to look and see, oh yeah, that was in or yeah, that was out. So if you think that Close Call Replay should be used in the next production that we got for another pickleball tournament, let people know. Let the MLP teams know. Let these organizations know. Close Call Replay wants to kind of push from the bottom up and get them to do something about all these tight calls. We had a lot this weekend, and I'm going to go through them. And yes, I say them as in plural. We had a ton of submissions for Hooks of the Week. Our first one comes via Ranchers Pickleball Instagram. This match was not streamed, but they did record this. Look at this. JW Johnson calls this one out, but look at that. That is as close as it gets. That looks into me. Let's see one more time. Christian Alshon, I think he got hooked by JW Johnson. Next up, look who we got on Hooks of the Week. It's Zane Navratil, the inventor of the segment. Zane, how dare you call this one out? I mean, this camera work, not the best angle, and it's like 20 frames per second. I'm being slightly hyperbolic, but not even that much. Look at that. I think that's in. I don't know, man. That one looks good. I feel like this is just a result of the crappy camera. This is why we need Close Call Replay. All right, next up on Hooks of the Week, it's Federico Stackstrad. Federico has been the most submitted person. Look at that one. That seemed like it was right on the line.
They have it.
Jack Sock, what kind of hook job is that? So what's the call, ref?
Yes, it was.
Jack Sock pump. Take that, Fed. Don't you dare try and hook us again. Next up on Hooks of the Week. Who do you think it's going to be out of these four? Riley, Connor Garnett, Dylan Frazier, or Andre Daescu? Not you!
Beautiful.
Watch this shot from Connor Garnett. Right on the line. That's as good as it gets. How dare you try and hook Connor Garnett? He's already struggling enough with his serves. Don't take away more of his confidence. We have yet another one. This time, it's Deckelbar as the hooker of the week. Look at this one. He calls it out. The Shock don't have a challenge, so they can't even look at it. But this is on camera, so we can. I slowed this one down. Let's see. Is it in? It looks like it is. Oh, look at that. That looks into me right there. Again, with these terrible cameras, we need Close Call Replay to happen. All right. This is going to be like the hook of the week, I gotta say. This one was rough, and it was kind of fun to see. So check this out. Jack Sock, Jackie Kawamoto against the squeeze with Tyson McGuffin and Vivian David. Vivian David, I don't suspect that you would want to hook somebody, would you? Look at that one. That one was so clearly in. Fed comes in. He's like, that was out. You can't trust Fed. I might have given Viv the benefit of the doubt, but when Fed comes in, do not do that. Fed up here. He's like, I saw it. That was out.
Call was out.
It was inside of the line. What are you talking about? So let's see. I mean, that looks very much inside the line. I mean, if this was 240 frames per second, you'd see this clearly. Still, I think it is in. Listen here.
You're a hook, Fed.
Is the ball tucked?
You're a hook.
Stop talking shit. All day talking shit.
Fed going hard. Fed's coming out.
Fed and Jack are getting into it.
Sounds about right.
After you, the call was overturned. The ball was in.
Fed's like, my bad. I didn't mean to get you into a fight with Fed. All right, well, that is going to do it for a recap of our first MLP event here in Atlanta. But before we get out of here, let's play a game of Partner Body Bag Winner Off the Net.
Partner Body Bag Winner Off the Net. Partner Body Bag Winner Off the Net. Leigh Jansen Winner Off the Net. Tyson McGuffin Winner Off the Net. Haley Waters Body Bag. James McDonald Body Bag. Sorry Not Sorry Winner Off the Net.
All right, partner body bag winner off the net, the game where I'm giving 3 people in the pickleball world, and I got to decide who I'd partner with, who I'd body bag, and who I'd hit a winner off the net against. This week, the 3 people I got are the most controversial people from the weekend. So number 1, we got Rafa Hewitt. Number 2, we got the man with the sticky paddle, Andre Daescu. And number 3, champion of Hook of the Week, we got Federico Stakstra. All right, so who do I want to partner with? Who do I want to body bag? And who am I going to hit a winner off the net against? Well, I don't think I want to body bag Rafa because then he might get really fired up and start getting chirpy, and then he'll get in my head and I'll start screwing up. You know, when it comes to Fed too, you got to watch out for the hooks. But I feel like if you hit a winner off the net against him, I mean, you can't really call that out. Also, I feel like he does deserve a bit of a body bag. Gosh, this is a tough one. All right, I'm going to body bag Fed. I'm going to hit a winner off the net against Daescu, and I'm going to team up with Rafa Hewitt. He seems like he's fun. Just don't talk to me about your lollipop. All right, well, there you have it. I'm going to partner with Rafa. I'm going to hit a body bag against Fed, and I'm going to hit a winner off the net against Andre Daescu. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. If you have not already, make sure you smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel in case you're not already subscribed. Even if you feel like this pops up into your algorithm anyways, well, it helps me out a little bit, get this out to a new audience. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell. That way, the minute a new episode drops, you are going to get notified. Share this episode with your friends. Maybe they missed out on MLP or they don't even know what it is. Well, this might be able to get them into it. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about this weekend. What was your favorite parts? What was your not so favorite parts? Tell me what you would have decided on partner body bag winner off the net. Did I miss any hooks of the week that you feel like I should have put in there? Which teams do you think are going to bounce back and do a little bit better when we see them in DC for the next MLP event? Send me all your predictions down below. If you want to help support the show, you could do so in a few different ways. One is by going to the Etsy store. You could also become a member on Patreon. Or if neither of those things are up your alley, but you still want to help out, you could always send me a super chat too. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and X at sorrynotsorrypickleball. Once again, thanks so much everybody for watching. We're going to see you back next week. We got PPA. They're staying in Atlanta. It's going to be a fun one. So we'll see you then. Take care.
Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. I'm sorry. Forgiveness